Reanimal is really good. I had no doubts that it would be coming from Tarsier, and I was not disappointed. This game fucks. Simple as. It looks great, the environment and atmosphere is fantastic, the designs of the monsters is sick, the world is mysterious and creepy in the best possible way. These are all things Tarsier has established themselves as being good at with Little Nightmares. But the question is, has Reanimal gone the distance and outdone Little Nightmares? Has their new original game built even more upon the masterpiece that is the first two Little Nightmares games? No. But a step down from peak is still really good. I'm so fucking retarded. This is a much more grounded and understandable world than Little Nightmares, which is why I think the confusing and cryptic story beats didn't stick as much with people, but I don't know. I like the cryptic story. It gets you thinking and theorizing, and that stuff is always fun. Well, maybe not always, but whatever. Additionally, where Little Nightmares 3 toned down the horror aspect of the game and sort of sanitized it, this game does the exact opposite and dials it up to 11, which in our modern sanitized horror scene, it's good to see, you know, an actual horror game come out and, you know, be scary. This is a dark-ass game. Between the gore, the war themes, and the child sacrifice, they were not holding back on this one, and you love to see that. This game has some of the coolest horror sequences I've played through in a hot minute, like the whole underwater segment.
What are we doing? What's going on here? Oh god. Oh god, wait, oh my god, oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Or the trenches with all the soldiers killing themselves.
Okay, yeah, just hit me. Fuck! I wasn't done talking!
Or the sniper segment.
Oh, it took off my hat!
I just wish they were longer, which is my main complaint, to be honest. One thing I've always loved about Little Nightmares is that they don't have segments of gameplay that feel dragged out or overstay their welcome. They introduce a section or monster or mechanic, they run you through it for a bit, and then they move on before it gets old. In Reanimal's case, though, I felt like they cut the wire on a lot of these segments way too quickly. For a game that's supposed to be about animals, this human sure does get a lot more screen time than everything else. Seriously though, like, we could have gotten way more of the farm, the boat, the trenches, the school building place or whatever it is, even if I did think that was the weakest part of the game. If every section in the game got the same amount of content as the Sniffers sections, which is pretty easily the best part, the game wouldn't have had nearly as difficult of a time justifying its $40 price tag. I think the $40 is worth it, and I think the developers deserve the money, but I do think for the runtime and the amount of gameplay you're getting, it's a pretty steep price. Speaking of gameplay, there's not a lot of it. Don't get me wrong, it's still a lot of fun, and I definitely wouldn't call it a walking simulator, but it does lack in a lot of the gameplay complexity and the mechanics of the Little Nightmares games, and there weren't any puzzles that were memorable to any degree. I like the characters. They barely speak and don't really have too much time in the spotlight unless they're in danger, but I found myself giving them their own little personalities in my head.
My man! That's my good word that dude would say there. I knew that dude would stick it out. That's my good word, bro. That's my good word.
Also, the way they each die in the coffins is pretty brutal in a kind of awesome way. It's a shame I had to can an entire run trying to get the secret ending because I went too fast on one room and missed a single statue, causing me to have to restart the entire run, which I will do one day, but today is not that day. Final note, I didn't like the boat combat. In co-op, you have one person drive while the other throws the harpoons, but I played solo, so I had to do both at the same time, and I just found that really frustrating. There's DLC coming for this game, and I'll be real, they should probably make it a free expansion. Asking for more money after a very short game with not a lot of content in it to justify its price doesn't seem like a great move to me, but I'm excited regardless. Great game, really cool to see horror getting such a good start on 2026.
Where did it come from? Okay, I'll follow, I guess.
Wait, is this correct? No, that's not correct. Let's try.